Hey Jennifer, this is Donnie. I'm going to show you in this tutorial, and again, this may take 2 sections, I'm not sure, but I'm going to show you how to add new flavors to your different things. So for this example, I'm just going to just use this as an example. Let's say you wanted to create one called Pina Colada, because I know at one time you were saying you were testing that out. So I'm just going to say, let's just add it down here at the bottom. Okay. Now, how do you go about doing that? Well, there's several steps in the process. So this is the way I would go about doing that. Ultimately, you're going to need to direct people to PayPal on the shopping cart. So what I would do is go to PayPal first, and I'm going to show you what I do. Well, I've logged into your PayPal account. By the way, I know you're probably familiar with PayPal. Yeah, I know you had an order. You can always transfer that to your bank account. You just click it there, and there's several steps you have to go through, 2 or 3 steps to make sure you get confirmation that yes, it's all gone through, and they should probably email you, etc. Just FYI on that. What you click on here is click the word profile, and let's see what comes up here. Down here to my saved buttons. What this allows you to do is to create one similar to the others. So let's just take this blissful wish. I think these are, you want to create a similar button for 425. Let's just call this, for example, this is the way I did all of your setup. So I'm just going to change that section here to call it CPC dash Pina Colada. Sorry about my emails popping up there. Colada, I don't know how to spell colada, but let's just go with that. Once you're done with things, I would go to what I hit. I hit step 3. Step 2, you don't really need to do anything with step 3. You want to make sure that that's where they go after they check out. You want to make sure that's there. If it is, that's in good shape. And then you create your button. You may not have seen from the video, but down below there it said create your button. So sorry if that didn't show up in the video. What you're then brought to is this section here. Now they give you all this code, but I don't really like using that because they have no way that we can figure out how to make it click and open up in a new window. Now I think we've talked about this in other tutorials. I want people, when they open up to somebody else's site, I want them to go to a new window, and I can't figure out how to do that. So typically what we do is just link them using this code here. And all this is just a link, just like you would send somebody over to CNN.com or to whatever thing you want them to open up. So this is what I do is I highlight that. You can select the code to make sure it's all highlighted so you get all the code, the letters and characters. I right click on my mouse and copy that. Now that you've got that, you can log out of PayPal because you're pretty much done at that point. And we can go back to the media library and start our process. Now, one thing I like to do is I'll open up a little notepad, a Word document, whatever you want to save, just save it in there. That way you've got it you'll need it a little bit later. I'll minimize it and get it out of the way. So now that I've got the codes, the link URL saved, now I need to go and build this new Pina Colada thing in your website. So again, let's say I'm going to go to edit pages, and I think we was, for example, I think we're putting that under the decorated page. Yeah, we're going to put it down there. You can see you're brought to the decorated page. I'm going to scroll down using my bar here. And I went down below Blissful Wishes. But now there's one thing I want to caution you on is to not eliminate this thing right here. And best thing to do is just put your cursor at the end of the shopping cart, hit your enter key, and then start typing. If you start deleting that stuff down here, what this is, just so you'll know, is at the top of every one of your gourmet page and your decorated page, we didn't want the pricing to be at the very top. We wanted it to be down below. So that's why we said, pricing information, click here, and it's kind of what we call jump down. It jumps down to the bottom of the page, down to here. The way that accomplishes that is using that particular code, and anyway, just try to avoid that if you can, okay, because that's the key thing. You don't want to do that, but if you'll keep your cursor away from that, you should be fine. So we can type up here and put PC Pina Colada. Okay. Again, I don't know how to spell it. Now, I think I talked about this on another tutorial. If you just hit your enter key, it kind of pushes a little space. You see the cursor, and then there's a space, and then the title. I don't really like that, and I don't think there is a space on the others. So what we've got here is you want to go back and put your cursor there, and I just did my backspace to get back. I'm going to hold my shift key down, then press my enter key. Notice that it keeps really a tight, close spacing there. All right, so now that we've got that, I want to, it's kind of tricky. I've got this navigation bar here, but then I've got my browser navigation bar here, or my browser bar. So I want to pull that up so I can see all of this section here, but I want to scroll this down, so it's kind of tricky. I just have to get it that's about where I want it. So I can see where I'm working at, but then I also can see here. So now I've got this the way I want it, except I may want to bold that. That matches this here. So again, I put my cursor there just to make sure I'm in the right spot. Shift and enter at the same time. Now I'm going to go up here to this add media, or I could upload image, either one. Now, for the sake of this, what I have done is I have got the image already on my desktop. Now, I'll also tell you that when you take all your photos, they're all the same size, and that's great. They need to be, but in this example, I'm pulling off one that's not the same size, so just know that that's just kind of for tutorial purposes. I've got this example pina colada. I'm going to upload it here. Now, there's something else I want you to do while you're here, is this. Take that off right there and delete it. Second thing I want you to do is highlight all of the information there, all the way to the word JPEG, or the .jpg, that's hard to say, and copy that. Now, since you have your little notepad or your Word file up, I'm going to space down and put that there. We're going to need that a little later. Now, for this example, I'm going to go ahead, and you can say full size because we're going to change that here in a minute. We can put that here and insert into post. Now, this is where we're going to have to, we want this to look very similar to the others. So, to see what we did is we want to click on that image and click on this little picture here and see under advanced settings. So click advanced settings, and you can see here that the width is set up is 105 by 84 with this border. All right, so let me show you. This is what you have to do. You write down 105/84 and close that out. Now you can come over here and click your little image and go to your advanced settings and hit 105. Now 84. Now this is all based on, again, the fact that all your images are the same. Now this image is a lot taller, so it'll look a little scrunched when it's put together, but that's okay just for the tutorial. Border is a 2, and when you hit tab, it locks that in. Scroll down and hit update, and voila, now you see that it looks very similar to the others. This is then again where you put I would click that, and you put your cursor, do a little space. There I didn't do the shift because I want a little space. See this little space between the picture and here? I want that. So this is where I can type everything I want about the pina colada. Okay. Now when we're done, I'm going to need to add the shopping cart. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the next tutorial, part 2 of this, to show you how to add the information regarding the PayPal link and a couple of little things about this, so that we can open it up in a larger image. And I'm going to show you that in the second part of the tutorial.